If you feel like you can't meditate, here's how to change that. First of all, you can meditate. Just because you have struggled with something in the past, just because you haven't been able to do something, doesn't mean that you can't do something. So we can just get that idea out of our head, right? You can. That potential is there. The possibility is there. And I want to tell you the number one key thing that stops most people from being able to actually meditate, aka to be present, to be more still, to be able to sort of silence their mind and slow down the emotions that may be arising, etc. The number one issue that I see, and this was the most profound realization that I had, that once I realized this meditating became so much easier. It happened so much more predictably. And that is that meditating is not a verb. It is not an action. I think that most people, when they sit down to meditate, they're thinking, hey, I'm going to do a meditation. I don't view things that way. They think, hey, I should probably go try to meditate because I'm thinking this way, I'm feeling this way, it doesn't feel good, I want to be able to be more at peace, I want to change the way I think, I want to change the way I feel, etc. And they're going into their session with this whole idea that I am not where I want to be, I want to be somewhere else. Like I want to be thinking something else, I want to be feeling something else. And that is from the start how they are approaching their meditation, with that sort of discomfort, with that force that they want to apply to themselves in order to be different later on, and with that resistance that they're feeling. What I'm getting at here is that true presence requires you not changing a thing, right? Stillness, you can't have force and stillness. You can't have this discomfort of where you're at and stillness. Now you can use the discomfort. You can use that feeling of you needing to force. You can use anything that arises within consciousness by becoming aware of it, by accepting it, by seeing it, by letting it arise, by letting it go. That can bring you into meditation actually, right? So there's nothing stopping you. There's no blockages. There's no issues that you're actually facing, right? You believing that you can't meditate, that doesn't even matter. When you sit down to meditate, because the act of meditation is actually not an act of all, but it's just allowing everything to arise within consciousness, allowing everything to dissipate, allowing more things to arise, dissipate, and just being aware of that, because that is what this is about, then it doesn't even matter what you bring to the table. When you go to meditate, what matters is how you are dealing with it, right? And you don't deal with it through more action. You don't deal with it through thinking about it. You don't deal with it through trying to change anything or bringing about any sort of resistance. You deal with it by allowing it to arise, by acknowledging it, by watching it dissipate, right? This is the very basis of consciousness, is that things are constantly arising. Thoughts, sensations, sounds, tastes, sights, constantly coming in to our awareness, coming out of our awareness. And the thing is that so many people get caught up when they're trying to meditate is they're latched on to what's coming in, and then that leaves, and then they're latched on to what comes in next, and they're latched on to what comes in next, and they're sitting down and they're getting frustrated and they're saying, I can't do this. They're saying, I really want to feel this way and I really don't want to feel this way. The thing is, you latching on to those thoughts, to those emotions, to this frustration, that's the only thing that is preventing you from being able to be still instead, right? In that moment, you're latching on to these thoughts. You can't be still and present at the same exact time. But again, you can, whatever is arising, you can use it to bring presence into your life and stillness into your life by being aware of it. So a quick example is literally just the other day, I had thoughts arising, emotions arising. They didn't feel very good. I had worries, I had problems I was dealing with, and I understood that wasn't the best way for me to move forward. The thing is, because I understand this concept that I'm teaching you right now, when I went to meditate, when I noticed that, when I went to meditate, I didn't try to change anything. I didn't try to think differently. I didn't try to feel differently. I simply just sat there, I allowed everything that was arising to arise, and I didn't latch on to any of it. And eventually, very quickly, honestly, instead of being so latched onto and tied up with those thoughts and those emotions, instead I was able to just let it all go. And when you're able to do that, you sort of get off that hamster wheel of thinking, right? I think that so many people are just caught up on that hamster wheel, and they're trying to meditate. They're trying to feel a certain way. They're trying to change the way they're feeling. And that's just more and more of the same. You're just going more and more in loops. You're trying to figure out meditation and presence and stillness through thinking, right? You can't combat thinking with more thinking. Eventually, when it comes to meditating, it's sort of this paradox that some people just don't understand, which I'm telling you about right now, is that true stillness does not involve you combating or changing anything. It does not involve resistance, okay? But again, you can watch all of that arise, you can be aware of it, and you can start to allow it to come, allow it to go, and allow it to come and allow it to go. And just instead of getting on the hamster wheel, you just see the hamster wheel basically spinning, okay? That is the difference. This made sense to you, maybe you should share this with somebody who needs to hear this. If you have questions about it, comment below. I will reply to your questions. If you liked it, please like it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this made sense. The world needs more people who can meditate, because true stillness, right, presence, is the solution to so much of life's unnecessary mental suffering and problems that arise because of it. So thank you for being a part of the solution. I'll see you in the next video.